how is cloud technology evolving to support high traffic e-commerce platforms?
Thanks, Prachi, for this question. But before I answer, I just wanted to make a statement that all the views that I'm sharing here is my personal views. It's nothing to do with the organization that I'm representing. This thing. Yeah, so I think the cloud technology, when you say in terms of hype, this thing, e-commerce transaction, I think with the cloud, it is become possible to have the e-commerce transaction at scale. Look at take a step back. When there was an on-prem infrastructure used to be there, you buy infrastructure for a particular workload up to X number of transactions. But in case you are running some kind of promotion, you can't scale it up. That cloud helps you to scale it up at a level immediately based on certain kind of schemes, and then it to scale down when the load comes down. So it helps in terms of two things. One, it helps you in terms of having the robust infrastructure which is can be available for your running your e-commerce transaction, and it also optimize your cost because you pay for the when you're running high transactions, you can pay only for the duration for which, and then it comes down the distance. So that is how it helps you in terms of it.
How are you addressing challenges in cloud adoption while ensuring data privacy?
I think we all are talking about data privacy. I mean, now the data privacy law is getting implemented in India also, and cloud adoption. I think these two things are extremely correlated. I would say from this perspective that see what is uploaded on a cloud. So you have data access policies you need to create. So who is allowed to access data, what he can access, how he can access, what roles and rights you can provide. That will help you in terms of ensuring that the data is not accessible to anybody and everybody. It is available and accessible to people who need to know basis. That is point number one. Second is that you can always mask data. So unless and until data is required for a particular purpose, nobody is able to see the actual PI, personally identifiable data. So that is some of the things you can do. Now, cloud adoption, you cannot stop it. I mean, if I have to grow quickly, the cloud is a way to go. But by doing these things, you are able to not only able to secure your data, but also able to ensure that the people who need a data for the purpose of the work, they have data accessible also. So for example, if I am getting some customer calls, now I don't need to have my PAN number, but it is available, could be available as part of my PIA store. But that can only come as a mask system. So that ensures the data privacy. But this other piece of information, what my history was there of the previous call, all comes from the cloud adoption perspective.
What are the biggest hurdles in cloud adoption for healthcare data management?
See, from an healthcare data management perspective, the biggest hurdle would be first is that the data privacy itself is one of the critical things. Second is that the digitization of the data. See, even today, you keep aside the large medical hospitals which have got chains, which have got a robust system, but most of the, I would say 70 to 80% hospitals would have care, this sector would still be working on-prem with the less of automatic cloud this thing. So the prescriptions are offline, the treatments are all written offline, but there is a very basic information which is getting stored in that system perspective. So the biggest hurdle I think is from their system is a comprehensive thought process of the management that no, we can go into it. The cost is another important factor, except if you keep aside the large corporate hospitals which are set running, most of them will not have that money that will require them to digitalize everything and then be able to upload, because otherwise you won't be able to get the benefit of what cloud gives to you.
What are the biggest cybersecurity threats to financial institutions today?
The biggest threat when you talk about from financial perspective is your identity threat. So I'm sure, I mean, you would have seen got multiple messages, calls, even on WhatsApp that you paid me something. Oh, I'm stuck somewhere. Can you give me some money? Or can you transfer this money? Or your phone is going to get stopped. Or you would have got, at least we got in one of the organizations we saw that email coming from the CEO kind of ID, which has been phished. and say, hey, can you please transfer so and so when I come to office? I will give this, or I will give the approval next. I think these are phishing attacks which is coming up. Identity theft is one of the biggest thing which is from the financial perspective which is coming up.